Hey guys, what's going on? So, I'm a little bit nuts. I made this 55-gallon drum animal shelter because I had a bunch of free material, and I think it turned out all right. I completely winged this whole thing, so anything that looks like it was planned is just coincidence because it was just thrown together. So this is much less of a how to do it, and maybe it's a lot of how not to do it, but also can I or should I do it? So stick around and we'll show you this pretty entertaining video. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Brian Taylor, and this is kind of an original idea. I haven't seen it done anywhere else. I'm gonna try to make a pig shelter or an animal shelter out of 55-gallon drums. 55-gallon drums happen to be a resource that I have a large supply of, and so the idea is I'm gonna secure them together, use them as walls. I can fill those walls up with water or sand, and that will act as an insulator for cold weather. This would not be a very affordable experience or project if I didn't get the drums for free. So luckily I've got a source where I'm getting them locally for no cost, and that's what makes this a project that I'm probably going to be the first one, at least I've seen on YouTube or anywhere else, attempt to complete. So what I've done is I've got 4 55-gallon steel drums. These are not plastic drums. I imagine you could use plastic drums, they just wouldn't last as long. And I'm going to secure some boards onto these drums that'll serve two purposes. It'll keep the drums even and together, it'll prevent pigs from being able to move them, and it will also help it retain a tight kind of quarter here that will allow or not allow cold or hot air to get in, so it's not going to help with circulation or anything. So I'm going to get started. I think I got to get this pig out of here first. Out of here, boy. Out. Come on. I don't think he cares. All right, so when I measure this out, there's going to be a little bit of overhang with the boards, which is fine because I'll use those to connect the boards going on the other side. And so what I'm going to attempt to do is drill into the board, and then with deck screws, and then once I go into the board, I'll then go into the steel drum. I hear some air pressure releasing, but it did work. It did go in. So now for the next screw, it does go in. So I'm going to put 3 screws per section, just for strength. Okay, so there's the first of this group. Now I'm gonna I got some discounted wood, so I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna try to get it even with this guy. I'm gonna put it right below the ridge. I'm gonna put one in here. Go. Got one in, and now for the bottom layer. Try to get that right there on the ridge as well. Maybe slightly below it. Does pull into the sheet metal pretty good. Okay, so now the idea going forward is I'm going to get them as tight as I can and move them to the next one. All right, so I'm going to try to get these even. Try to get that there so that it's above. See this lip here? I'm trying to make it match. And then here we go for number 2. I think the drums up. Water might be an option. All right, repeating the same step for the next bucket. All right, I pushed the last one up. Let's see how this goes. All right, now I'm ready to set this wall up. Ugh. That's pretty stable. All for one and one for all. So that's the first wall. I'm going to do the same thing and get four other barrels in here and do the same thing on 4 other sides. I'll be right back. While trying to move this, I noticed that it would probably be beneficial to have a support on the other side too. So I flipped it over to do one on the other side. All right, now that I have the sidewalls done, it's time for the back wall. I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the sidewalls on this back wall. I'm going to put 1 support on the inside and then 3 on the out. For some reason, no matter which one I do, that first one's always the hardest. So I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of the make or break on whether I think this project's gonna work out. So how this all lines up. Oh, that's a lot stabler than it was before. So I'll at least chalk it up. I haven't failed yet. By the way, my back's killing me today too, so it's making this whole thing extra special. All right, so before I move it any further, I gotta go get my saw to cut the excess wood. If I'd have been smart, I'd have done that before I did all this, but who said anything about being smart? All right, my battery's a little low and I found the wrong saw, but we'll see if I got enough juice to make a couple cuts to get this done real quick. All right, so we'll see if I can get this together. All right, so this is lined up pretty good. I think if I were to do it a little different, I probably would have spent some more time and got the wood to line up, but overall, I'm kind of satisfied with this. And I feel like it's a good amount of space once I get the roof on. I've got a gap on that side. I'm gonna try to take care of that and I'll be right back. All right, so I got it squared away and I want to make sure we're even on both sides, so I measured it. I just measured it right before I filmed this, and we were at basically 61 inches, so just shy or just a little over 5 feet. And then lengthwise, the amount of room that we've got for them is just a little over 7 feet, so it's a 5 by 7 space. And I don't even know how tall barrels are. Barrels are just shy of 3 feet. So 5 feet wide, 7 feet deep, and 3 feet tall is the dimensions that we're gonna have for these guys. One thing that I have noticed is there is gaps between this. So what I'm probably gonna end up doing is I'm either gonna fill it with hay or come up with something in order to close those gaps up. That's the goal. So now it's time to start the roof. No idea how I'm gonna do that either, so I'm thinking as I go. All right, so just like everything else, I'm winging the roof as well. I did kind of map it out beforehand. I'm gonna put down some beams, and then I'm gonna put some cross beams in, and then I'm gonna lay the roofing panels down on top. So here we go. This will actually be the only place where the side panels and the side 55-gallon drums and the main 55-gallon drums actually make a connection with these boards. All right, so just like everything else on this project, I hadn't thought everything through. So this actually needs to go underneath. It's going to support what I'm trying to do. So let's see, got some tension on it. Let's get it in. Yes, that wasn't so bad. I don't even know how to really hold it. That's awesome. All right, I did plan that. It's exactly how I wanted to do it. Okay. And now for the good part. All right, so this is kind of one of those unintended happy mistakes. So this board happened to be like one of my scrap boards, and I needed another board for support in the middle here, and it just happened to be cut just to the length that I needed. So hooray for me. I'm gonna go ahead and be a little smarter on this one and like pre-drill a couple of these holes. All right, let's get this both sides. All right, that's steady. Now I've got these pieces of bargain wood put across the top, basically in the middle, kind of spread them out. All right. All right. If that can support me, yay. It's gonna be able to support this little tin roof, no problem. So it's probably overkill. I was thinking I needed one more piece, but I'm not gonna get one. The water, this is on a natural slope, so I'm gonna make it so that the direction of my panels just draws it off to the side there. So let me grab my panels and get to work. All right, I got a drill bit. That should make this a little easier. Now with the battery I have left, I'm just gonna angle these cuts, try to make it look a little nicer. All right, so here you have it. It's a animal shelter made out of 55-gallon drums, some roofing panels, and some 2x4s, and a bunch of screws. So it may not look like much, but it seems like it's pretty stinking sturdy. And I think that was one of the things that I was most concerned about was, I mean, this thing's a tank. It ain't moving, especially if I decide to fill it with water or sand. So remember, I don't need a bunch of comments on how I could have done this better. I know that, and like I said throughout the video, I was completely winging it. Just had a picture in my head on what it would look like. You can tell we're at a slope, so as it rains, it's gonna pour down that side and hopefully keep them dry. I still have a little more work to do on it, like I'm gonna insulate the spaces between the holes, but for the most part, this is the structure that I'm gonna be using. I might cut this so that I don't have as much sticking out, but more of a, I'm giving them like a patio, so they might like that. So. All right, hopefully you like this. Subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna keep doing crazy crap like this. So we'll see you next time. Bye.